All right, let's see what the first pick is. Mech Enjoyers up to choose first. A team that likes to have a fairly dynamic play style where their Wolfpack plays very much under the watch of their Overwatch. So expect them. I would expect maybe a Vitray Station first, maybe a Hibernal Rift. We shall see. I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I haven't. There
we go. Vitray Station first up for the Mech Enjoyers Union. Or I'm sorry, Mech Enjoyers regular.
Yeah, well, how are we going to call them? Let's call them Mech Enjoyers and Union today, just to clarify that.
Probably good. My prediction is that of these two teams, one of the Mech Enjoyers will win and one of the Mech Enjoyers will lose. Interesting. Polar Highlands second for MEU. We'll see if that is a push strat or a trade.
Maybe they're trying a cap strat there. I've heard teams have had success with that.
Yeah, especially Mech Enjoyers. They seem to be pretty they go at it pretty singular minded for the kill. So a cap strat could be very effective against ME. All right, up to the sides.
And again, this is a best of 5, so teams are picking the maps they want to play. And we may or may not make it all the way down to Mining Collective.
Yes. So Vitric, Polar, Hibernal are the first ones. Excellent maps for these teams, I think. Both are very strong. All right, on Polar, ME is going to be Team 2. Which I believe puts them more on the Gamma side. Easy access to Pride Rock there. All right, maintaining Team 2 into Hibernal. Let's see, Crimson straight maintaining Team 2, so that puts ME on the Island side, MEU on the Epsilon side. And then for mining, we'll see who decides to have the open side. Any second now. There we go.
Mech Enjoyers, okay.
Right, so our selection is complete. We are going to start off with Vitric Station. I'll swap it over here for you guys to talk about Vitric Station while I get these guys set up.
All right, yeah, starting things off with Vitric Station. Do you have anything you want to run through on that, Deus?
Or about Vitric Station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty linear map on which you must control the bridge, and in the same time your light pack must control the theta. So this map is about fighting into level in two different meaning. You can push across the bridge, or you can hold position and try to receive the push. Guys, sorry, I need time.
Yeah, so I guess one of the things around this, the theta ground being theta being the low ground position, sometimes you see some early light skirmishing around there if teams are planning to play for more of a cap receive position as opposed to just a full brawl. That'd be one thing to keep an eye on if either team tries to go for theta.
Yep. So we'll see what these teams are. I honestly expect ME to be fairly aggressive. Let's see. They have Team 1. I'm not entirely sure what the MEU, the Union play style is here, but I know Emmy likes their Overwatch, so expect honestly a prep for a receive, probably around Charlie 2 Delta 2, but then and with some strong Wolfpack Theta play, and then expect it to move off to one of the sides if they're able to gain the initiative there. If MEU does sort of a mirror match, that'll be very interesting. I'd be very interested to see ME Taxes versus ME Tactics.
Yeah,
because it can be pretty brutal combining the Wolfpack and the Overwatch.
These teams should be quite familiar with each other. They both have strong traders. I mean, Mechanjars in particular has a number of players that would stand out to me as strong traders. And then they also have some quite strong light pilots as well on both teams. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I think Mechanjars Union kind of being the second team of the unit, I think they have to play something maybe a little bit unexpected or more aggressive to try and find a way to pull out the win.
I will push back about a little bit of that, just a stickler for details. MEU is more of a time zone difference than a second team. So it gets a little, it's not necessarily like a B team, A team kind of a situation. It's more like a Euro versus North American kind of a situation.
Yeah, and so, both teams have very strong pilots. So I'm not as familiar with the pilots on Mechanjars Union as I am with the pilots on Mechanjars, North American team, as I play North American time zones. But there's still a couple of names that I definitely recognize on the Mechanjars Union.
Oh yeah, some very very strong players. I mean, obviously they're here, right?
Yeah.
But yes, so this one I think is actually going to be very interesting, and probably pretty close, I would imagine, but we'll see. We will see. I know there's some absolute shooters over here on ME as well.
Yeah, just waiting for the teams to ready up. I guess run through its 8v8 5 cap conquest for anyone unfamiliar with the format. 480 ton limit, and some additional details on chassis restrictions and weight class restrictions. Just waiting for the teams to finalize up.
Yep. So we're at team 2 right now. Actually, I'll just send John over to the lobby since we're not talking too much about the maps here. We can watch some of these Lance assignments. That's another thing. I briefly mentioned it last night, but it's worth mentioning again. When you're in private lobbies, you can see what the lances are for the other team, and that could be a really useful tip-off. Now on Vitric, yeah, it's really limited. So we should see Alpha Charlie distribution for both of these teams. Although I'm seeing Red Panda here in Bravo, which has me scratching my head a little bit.
I'm not sure if Bravo even has a quicker path towards Theta going through.
It's actually a little longer because you have to do some diverts. It's just a little bit, but there we are. Actually, both teams locked. So why don't we just go ahead, not belabor the point, and get these teams in there. There's the match screen. Why did it do that? All right, here we are on the beautiful Vitric Station, a map adapted. I forget, was this a Krasdax map or a Francois map? I think this was a Krasdax map. Oh, this was a Francois map, adapted from the faction play map. And actually, you can see this is the spawn zone for the attacking team over here in these craters. And they have to move into the gates here, but here we have our quick play map as we begin. A little bit of a history lesson there for y'all. I'm over here with, I think this is MEU. Yep, this is MEU.
MEU is the red team.
Yes, MEU is the red team. Let's see, our Arctic Wolf with SRM-6 Artemis, 4 of them, so the jump jets on the prime there, I believe. SRM 6 with Hag 30 on the Highlander, Hags and Large Pulse, Hags and Large Pulse, Crusader with ERPPC, everything else fairly standard for Wolfpack. All right, let's head on over to ME, I guess, North America.
Yeah, so Mech Enjoyer's main team, or well, North American team, they've got range here for the most part. Gauss ER large out of the Supernova and the Warhammer. The Highlander is a mid-range build with large pulse, LBX 20. Crusader has ERPPCs.
All right, yeah, so we're looking kind of pushy, kind of tradey on this side, right? Let's see. What's our Warhammer looking like here? Gauss and ERLR. So actually a little more tradey on the ME side than the MEU side. MEU holding back, though, looking for that push that I don't think is coming. Both teams set up to receive. MEU moving on, picking a side, picking the right side here. Grill Squad taking some fire, though, down at 88%. Dubious Squirrel in the Mistlinks down a bit, but that is all spread damage, while Mech Enjoyers are hanging out there. Hydro Kyle trying to get some side shots in that Viper, but getting pushed down by Duke Nito. As the trades continue, both teams jockeying for position here, looking for where to move.
Yeah, both teams taking a little bit of damage. Nothing serious yet.
Grill Squad looks a little open there. Actually, I'm still looking at Grill. Yeah, Grill Squad is just really taking it right now, without a whole lot of sending it back. And here's the push: MEU over the top, and probably jetting up the side. Right now, their Wolfpack is out of the fight, which is not where you want to be. ME taking advantage of that. Grill Squad getting focused down. All that damage here. Dejega is probably down next in the Highlander, though it's hard to tell. Mech Enjoyers set up for the receive here, getting shots from both sides